So looking at the road ahead, it's an SO on the left, there's one person looking to turn in, expecting people to come in and out of that, one BMW closely following from behind, keeping the speed steady, slippery road surface. After the blue one, I'm happy with that, the BMW is not overtaking, so up towards the 40, changes to a 50 ahead as well. Up to the 4th gear because I can see it's clear ahead, taking a position so I can see around the next right-hander, so checking out for cyclists down the left out of habit. There's junctions on both sides, keeping an eye out for them, one oncoming overtaker, happy with that as well. Changes to a 50, I'm just going to double check it's clear before I'm overtaking, no one overtaking me, so I'm happy with that. Moving on forward, there's lots and lots of houses on either side, one vehicle turning across my path, so I expect people to do the same thing as we come through, just raising my hand slightly on the steering wheel, looking to bend round towards the right hand side, a little bit of slippage on the road ahead, so just looking out for that, and it's bent round towards the right, so positioning towards the left, keeping an eye out what's around the corner. Lots of properties here, so expect people coming to and from that, coming through nice and steadily. There's a van parked on the left, so just going to keep an eye on what's potentially overtaking me, moving towards the centre of the road slightly for the van that's parked on the left hand side. Expecting him to pull away here. When we get to the roundabout ahead, I'm looking to go left, first exit. Looking at the parking, I'm happy with that now. Just keeping an eye on my left mirror before moving back in. The BMW's turned off behind into a house. I'm looking to turn left on the roundabout. From the signs, there's a junction just beforehand, so just keeping an eye on the timing of my signals here. And now it looks like it's clear ahead, so I'm going to give my signal towards the left hand side, warning the vehicles behind. I'm intending to turn left. Starting to look to the factory in front of me. It looks like it's clear on the roundabout. I've got my speed down, so I'm going to choose my gear, which is second. Just checking out the exit before I'm going to go. Onto the power gently as I'm coming through. Chevron's sharp deviation of route towards the right. Leaving the gear for now until I can see around the corner. I'm happy with what's around the corner, although we're going onto a slip road now. There's an area on the left hand side which looks like it's commercial and a junction, so keeping an eye out for that. Looking at the traffic on the major road, bends round to the left onto a dual carriageway, so starting to look for my gap on here. Going to need quite harsh acceleration when we're coming on, so keeping an eye on what's behind me. There is 2 vehicles, keeping an eye out for that. There is a gap now, so I'm going to move on to the dual carriageway with a bit of acceleration here. It's still into the gear, no one in the right hand side, so moving across towards the right, up towards 65 mile an hour, dropping it into 5th gear, looking to overtake the lorries ahead, just considering what vehicles are behind. I'm happy with them, so I'm going to drift across towards the right. I'm going to give a signal because the one vehicle is closely following the wagon behind, so expecting him to perhaps move out. Still happy with the vehicles behind. I'm up to the 70 limit. Just looking at the parked trucks on the left, I'm happy that they're not moving away. Just looking round to the next lorry as well. It looks like this lorry's catching up with the next one. Looking at the vehicle on the left who might well pull out. I'm going to make a decision as I come by. I'm going to make it come past now. I can see some brake lights in the far distance, but just because they're following a bit close. But expecting some of these wagons to overtake each other. I don't want to be alongside the wagon as we come up towards the next junction, which has just been signposted. So I'm going to get past this wagon and then try and stay alongside the gap to the left before I make my decision about what I'm going to do. With the junction there, I don't want to move back towards the left until I've got a clear view of that. I'm happy with that, and also there's more parked, there is one vehicle pulling out from the left, expecting one of these wagons to pull out, so I'm giving brake lights to the vehicle that's quite closely following from behind. Also, I'm looking to overtake these 2 wagons, so yes, the vehicle's slowing down ahead, so I'm just backing off with the power position, slightly centre more. Now there's brake lights into the distance ahead, so I'm going to favour the left-hand lane, because that looks like it's moving a bit freer than the right. Thanking the person behind, just moving, gliding across towards the left with the left shoulder, and moving over towards the left, just considering what's coming up into the far distance. There is a roundabout sign ahead, so that's probably why we're slowing down. I'm giving a brake light signal, a nice long one to the wagon driver behind me, so I'm just warning him that we are slowing down ahead. Trying to keep my view of the road ahead because we can't see much beyond the wagons. I'm just looking between the cars in the left and the right hand lane, and also the wagons are restricting my view. There's also another warning sign here. The truck driver's quite closely following from behind. It tells me there could be pedestrians crossing, so we have slowed down in plenty of time here. We're going towards the right on the roundabout, and I know from local knowledge you can use both lanes to follow that route. So just approaching that, we've got rumble strips on the approach telling us there's been problems with speed here before. The traffic has slowed down considerably. We're doing 30 from a 70, and just taking a position for the best view down the gap between them, checking out for any cyclists down the left hand side because of the speeds that we're moving at, warning the lorry driver behind that we are slowing down ahead because the traffic has nearly stopped. With my brake lights, keep an eye on the lay-by to the left hand side, keep my brake lights on till he does back off, keeping a nice big gap between me and the vehicles ahead, looking for an escape route to the right and the left if I need it. I have got one at the right if I really need to as well. Just letting the wagons sort themselves out on the roundabout before we make a decision on what we're going to do. At least then they're out of the way. I'm going to be considering on the exit to the roundabout, the lorries are going to be in the left-hand lane, but there is no escape route at the moment to move over towards the right. Starting to look for the gaps. The lorry driver moves on without stopping. We'll see whether we can do the same. I'm happy with the van to the right, so I'm going to make the decision to continue on. Moving on nice and steadily, but just considering giving a signal towards the left-hand lane. The right-hand lane looks clearer ahead than the left, so I'm going to be considering using the right on the exit. I'm going to let the car come past me behind me at the moment, trying to keep a nice safe gap between me and the wagon, but he is quite close. Nice long signal to the vehicle behind, gliding across towards the left, coming out towards the overtake for the wagon, and coming out with a bit of power on. Just checking my left-hand side before moving back in, quick sideways glance, moving over towards left, just checking it is clear ahead. I'm happy with that, so I can glide up towards 5th gear, just keeping up with the flow of traffic now, getting up towards the 70 limit. Some brake lights ahead, so just backing off a little bit, letting the car overtake me from the right hand lane behind. There's also one car looking to move out, I'm just wondering why, so just favouring right of centre here just to get a better view. There's no one alongside me at the moment, but there is a red car just catching up with us at the moment. There is a sleigh bar at a junction on the left hand side, so expect people coming off and on, and I expect people swapping lanes as well. Just backing off so the red car comes past me, and looking up to the distance ahead. Another vehicle overtaking me, so I'm going to back off. I'm not quite sure where he's looking to head, but the red car moves into my lane into the distance, and the same with the BMW head. So just backing off to leave my gap. Another vehicle perhaps looking to do the same ahead. Looking up and over, down towards the roundabout on the left. Could see a wagon, but he's not coming up the slope road. Just considering if there was one wagon there, expecting to see another one. That might be coming up the slope road. So I'm waiting to let the vehicle pass on the right side so I can keep my escape route, and then staying alongside that gap towards the right hand side with the accelerator. Just keeping an eye on the one vehicle behind. I can see no one coming up the slope road at the moment. There's also a parking area coming up towards the left hand side, and I've got escape route towards the right if I need it. I'm up towards the 70 limit. Looking into the distance ahead, the parking area's got one lorry in it possibly that's stationary, but it has its lights on. So that could be looking to move away. Just looking for any signals from that. I have got an escape route to the right if he needs it. I'm going to favour the right hand position in my lane, just to warn any oncoming traffic that I might be looking to swap lanes shortly, keeping my speed up for now. Happy with the wagon not moving, taking a position for the left hander. One vehicle quite closely following from behind, so just considering what he's doing behind me now. He's quite close, just keeping an eye on that. One vehicle looking to overtake in lane 2, currently at the 70-mile-an-hour limit. Favouring the right hand of centre, one vehicle overtaking me again. In the distance there's lots of vehicles in lane 1 behind, but the closest one is at a fairly close distance. You can also see another parking sign ahead with an SOS box, so expecting people coming to and from that. Another vehicle overtakes me from behind. Moving towards the left hand position for the right hander, there's a bridge, no one's throwing themselves off or jumping. Happy with that, but it could be slippery underneath because of the shadows underneath the bridge, just looking out for that. There's also the parking area, no one's currently in that, but expecting that to be slippery where the main surface is fine, so people could be struggling to get in and out of that. I'm happy with that at the moment. Another bridge ahead, no one looking to move over that at the moment. Again, just looking out for any slippery surfaces underneath that, keeping up to the limit. Keeping an eye on vehicles behind as he pulls in, just dropping back the speed a couple of clicks, just considering what's happening behind as well. Trying to keep a nice escape route to the right and the left, which I have got on the left but not the right. 2 or 3 vehicles looking to overtake in the right lane ahead. Reminder of no waiting any time sign. Got another escape route to the left, although there is snowy surfaces beyond that and grass. Another escape route to the right shortly, but there is another vehicle looking to overtake me, just coming up now. Got a slip road to the left, one vehicle coming across the bridge, so they might be turning down the slip road. So just trying to line up an escape route to the right as we come past this slip road. Looking up the slip road as well, just trying to keep alongside the gap to the right hand side. I'm happy that the slip road's clear. Like the vehicle past me towards the right hand side, I'm happy with the bridge as well. No slow movers in the distance ahead. I can also see an SOS box and a 1/4 mark. Hopefully I won't need to use it. I'm just looking ahead just in case I do. There's also a vehicle looking to approach to overtake in the right hand side, so I'm happy with that at the moment. Looking into the far distance, I can see some brake lights. Somebody's pulled up in the SOS box as anticipated. He's signalling left, so I'm happy with him at the moment. I've got an escape route to the right if I need it. I had a quick brake light signal to the vehicle behind, but looking into the far distance, there's a lot of vehicles braking, so I'm going to be warning the BMW driver behind with my brake lights, trying to leave that on as I approach the roundabout, what looks like a roundabout from the signs, and looking at the very slow movers ahead. So just warning him that we are slowing down ahead. Also, because it's quite cold at the moment, it could be quite slippery as we approach, so just anticipating that. Lots of breakers ahead, just maintaining a steady speed with the brakes on as we approach, and also considering the roundabout where we're going to be following the road ahead. Looking at the lane markings, there's the 321 markers, there's a vehicle overtaking me towards the right. There's one heavy mover in the left-hand lane, there's a petrol station, so people coming to and from that potentially. We've got vehicles pulling to the left and a cyclist to the left-hand side, so just keep an eye on them. They are well away from the road, there's 3 lanes, I'm taking lane 2, because 2 and 3 go straight ahead. One vehicle